Did you know that your class team inside Microsoft Teams allows you to streamline and improve workflow with your students as you can create, keep track of, and review and assess a wide variety of assessments right inside your class team? Let's take a closer look at how we build a wide variety of assignments inside Teams. So first of all, I am in my Social Studies 7 class team. Notice that the Assignments tab is only available inside the General channel. So if you're not inside the General channel, please go to it now. All right, next I'm going to click on the Assignments tab. If I had any assignments already built and distributed to students, I would see them in the upcoming list here. At the bottom of that list is the Create button, where I can create new assignments. I'm going to go ahead and click Create. And notice that we have a choice here. We can create a brand new assignment. We can create a formative or summative assessment or quiz right from Microsoft Forms inside Microsoft Teams. Or I can create an assignment from an existing post or assignment that I've created in another class team. For now, let's start with a brand new assignment. So I'm going to go up to Assignment, and here inside the new assignment window, I'm going to build the content for my assignment. The first thing I'm going to do is give my assignment a name. Notice below the name or title, I can add a category. So if I wanted to, I could categorize my assignments similar to how I'm categorizing them in PowerTeacher Pro. So once I've entered the name of the category, I can go ahead and hit Enter. Below, I can add instructions. Notice when I click on the instructions box, I see a variety of formatting tools. I can go ahead and type in a specific set of instructions for this particular assignment. I can even include links, or I can click the Add Resources link below to attach a resource from my OneDrive, from a link, create a new file, or even upload from my device. Now, in the case of this particular assignment, we're going to enter a brief set of instructions, so I'll just type them into the box. In this case, I'm also going to attach a couple of resources. So I'll click Add Resources, and I'm going to grab a couple of resources from my OneDrive. So I'll just find the folder. And let's start by attaching the review notes. Notice that right now this set of review notes is set to students can edit their own copy. In this case, I'm going to click on the three dots for more options and select Students Can't Edit. I don't want them to be able to change the review notes that we created in class. I'm going to go ahead and add another resource from my OneDrive. Again, locating that file in the appropriate folder. And I've gone ahead and attached the graphic organizer that I want my students to actually complete using the review notes. In this case, I'm going to leave this document set to students edit their own copy. So now when my students open up this particular assignment, they will get their own copy of the graphic organizer, and they will be able to view the review notes for this graphic organizer assignment. All right, now below we see points, and below points I can add a rubric. So if this particular assignment did not have a rubric, I could go ahead and enter the points or the raw score that this assignment would be out of. In this case, I do have a rubric that I'd like to attach, and so I'll simply click Add Rubric. And I have a list of rubrics here that have been used in previous assignments, but notice that I can also upload a rubric, and I can click the plus new rubric sign to create a new rubric. If I click New Rubric, notice that I can enter a title, a description, And then I can start entering the grading criteria. I can even change the levels of achievement or my categories. So I might want to align them with the levels of achievement in PowerTeacher Pro. Exemplary, proficient, approaching, and beginning. Notice that I could always add another column by clicking the plus sign here. And right now it's set to no points, so it's just set to be a level of achievement rubric. But I can always turn on points by toggling the no switch to yes. And then I can go ahead and add my grading criteria. To add additional criteria, I just simply click the plus down here to add a row. Notice that I can even give different weighting to the different grading criteria. I'm going to go back and I'm going to select a rubric that I've previously created for this graphic organizer. Notice that I've turned on points and I have two specific grading criteria and I've left them at equal weighting. I'm simply going to attach this rubric by clicking attach. And by default, the point value is set to 100 points. I can set this to the amount of points that this particular assignment or raw score that this assignment is out of. Next, I can choose who I wish to assign this particular assessment to. If I only have the one class of Social Studies 7 students, I can leave that class set. If I had multiple classes, I could click on the drop down and select all of my classes. If I'm only choosing one class, notice that I have the ability to then select specific students. That means that I can create this assignment and assign it to one or a small group of students and then create a new assignment for another group of students in the class. Or I can leave it set to all students. Last but not least, let's talk about due dates. So yes, I could go ahead and set a basic due date here and a time that students will be allowed to submit up until. But notice that it says the assignment will post immediately with late turn-ins allowed. If I click edit, I have a few more options for assigning this particular assignment and setting an official due date. So the first thing I have the ability to do in the edit assignment timeline is I can schedule this to assign in the future. So maybe I'm just creating this assignment, I'm planning ahead, and maybe I don't want it to post until next Monday. So I could actually set the date and set the post time. In other words, the time that I want it to go live to my students who are receiving this particular assignment. Notice that I can then set a due date. So let's say that the students had 5 days to complete this particular assignment. And in addition to setting a due date, I can choose an optional close date. Now, if I'm not allowing late turn-ins, if my final deadline is Friday, October 11th at 11:59 p.m., then I would go ahead and set the close date as the same date as the due date, Friday, October 11th at 11:59 p.m. But let's say I wanted to take advantage of the feedback loop that's built into Microsoft Teams. Let's say that I wanted to give a due date of Friday, October 11th, collect the work from the students, give them feedback, and return the assignment to them, and then give them the ability to resubmit it. I could set a close date at a later time. By setting this close date at a later time of the due date, you're also allowing late turn-ins until this particular close date or when the assignment officially closes. I'm going to go ahead and click Done. Now I can go ahead and click Save, and that assignment will be saved in my drafts. Or I can go ahead and click Schedule. The difference between save and schedule is that if I click save, this assignment has not been scheduled to actually post for the students. It's just saved in my drafts. I can come back and continue to work on this particular assignment as a teacher. If I'm ready to schedule this assignment to go live, I just simply click schedule. Now, let's just change that due date. Let's go back to edit here at the very bottom. Instead of scheduling the assignment to assign in the future, let's say that it's going to go live today. Notice that that schedule button at the top of the new assignment window changes to assign. We just simply click assign, and that assignment is now listed under assigned, and it is live to my students. My students will also get this red notification as I have received, notifying them that there has been activity in the general channel. And if I go back to the conversation stream, students will also see that assignment and have the ability to view the assignment right from the conversation stream.